Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something wild, the whole phenomenon of internet wealth lotteries versus the gritty, unglamorous reality of what it actually takes to build financial freedom. I mean, every day, right, we see regular people seemingly struck by digital lightning, winning life-changing cash for doing, well, almost nothing traditional. But what is the actual cost of this digital wealth? Let's get right into it. Seriously, ask yourself this. Would you risk your own sanity for $500,000? Would you willingly endure psychological torture, complete physical isolation, and blinding lights 24/7 just for a massive digital era payout? It completely raises the emotional stakes, doesn't it? Because in today's creator economy, the line between entertainment and psychological endurance is, frankly, entirely blurred. We literally watch people suffer for our amusement and for their one shot at a fortune. But then, look at the flip side. $25,000. Just let that number sink in. A creator literally gave away this massive chunk of change to someone just for building a virtual spaceship in Minecraft. It perfectly captures the wild, hyper-stimulating economics we're dealing with today. Huge sums of cash are just tossed around for virtual creations, while on the exact same platform, people are pushed to their absolute mental breaking points for a payday. It creates this massive, crazy illusion about how money is actually made out there. So, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The digital wealth obsession. 2. The economics of effort. 3. The psychological breaking point. 4. Temptation and paranoia. 5. The sustainable wealth route. And 6. Discipline over extreme challenges. We're going to bridge that gap between crazy viral stunts and real-world wealth. Starting off with Section 1, the digital wealth obsession. Just look at the economics of this massive gaming challenge. You build a pretty cool dragon house in Minecraft? Boom, here's $100. You meticulously craft an entire futuristic glass city. Okay, $10,000. You build a giant intricate spaceship with laser beams and a robot? Bam, $25,000 wired directly to your bank account. It shows exactly how digital effort can translate instantly to real-world cash. And yeah, it's incredibly entertaining, but it also feeds this really dangerous illusion that big money is literally just one viral moment or one gaming challenge away. Which brings us to Section 2, the economics of effort. So what happens when the effort required to win that life-changing money isn't just a fun digital skill, but a grueling test of psychological endurance? The contrast here is absolutely fascinating. On one side, you've got a creator spending 100 days in the metaverse. He's surrounded by digital avatars, going to virtual parties, but he is completely physically alone in a room, eating delivery pizza with a VR headset strapped to his face. On the other side, you have two total strangers trapped in a stark white cube for 100 days for a chance at $500,000. They have physical company, sure, but they're trapped under blinding white lights with absolutely zero sense of time. Both of these scenarios exact a terrifying toll for clout and cash. Whether it's digital or physical isolation, the human mind just wasn't built for this. And that leads right into Section 3, the psychological breaking point. Just follow this timeline of mental decay. It's honestly terrifying. By day 4 in the cube, the contestants are so mind-numbingly bored, they start making playing cards out of ripped-up journal paper. By day 9, the boredom peaks and they actually expose the red elimination line. You know, the very line that would cost them all their money if they step over it. Meanwhile, by day 36 in the metaverse, our VR explorer is hitting total existential dread, realizing his virtual friends might literally just be empty avatars. Back in the cube, on day 99, they're completely at each other's throats. One contestant is pacing the room like a maniac at 3 a.m., and the other is literally hiding the Monopoly dice just to avoid interacting with him. They're slowly, agonizingly losing their grip on reality. And the physical cost? It's just as brutal. Listen to this actual entry from a participant documenting their breakdown. Quote, Day 27, my eyes are burning. I haven't slept a single second in the last 48 hours. End quote. Just imagine the suffocating paranoia of that constant, unnatural, blinding light, the disrupted sleep cycles, the sheer crushing exhaustion. It's a massive physical and mental cost. They are quite literally trading their health for the mere hope of wealth. Moving on to Section 4, temptation and paranoia. Because in these challenges, psychological pressure is actively weaponized through extreme financial temptation, usually when the victims are at their absolute weakest. Check out these agonizing decisions. Imagine you haven't slept well in weeks, and suddenly you're offered a smart bed, but it costs $50,000 of your prize money. They said no. A personal chef? No. And the most heartbreaking one of all, a mystery box for 50 grand. Panicked and incredibly paranoid, they played it safe and rejected it. What was inside? Their 50 grand back plus 2 brand new Teslas. The isolation literally warped their minds to the point of rejecting their dream cars. I mean, when your brain has been baking under a white light bulb for weeks, even the best deal in the entire world starts to look like a trap. And then there's the ultimate paranoia test, split or steal. After 100 days of shared torture, surviving each other's absolute worst habits, the two survivors were blindfolded and given one final choice. Split the remaining $360,000 or steal it all and leave the other person with zero. The catch? If they both choose steal, they both get nothing. After suffering together for over 3 months, their entire fate is placed in the hands of the other person's greed or empathy. The tension is almost unbearable to watch. It is the ultimate reality TV climax, built entirely on deep psychological manipulation. So let's pivot sharply here. We're moving away from these extreme psychological lotteries and into Section 5, the sustainable wealth route. The crucial point we want to focus on is right here, $10,000 a month. Entrepreneur Mark Tilbury frames this as a highly realistic yet life-changing monthly income goal. It's a target that definitely requires focused effort, yes, but crucially, it does not require risking your sanity in a white room or praying to a viral algorithm. This is all about taking actual control of your income through real value creation. Which brings us to our final section, discipline over extreme challenges. Instead of chaotic psychological breakdowns, we're looking at a structured 3-step sustainable wealth model. Step 1 is consume. You've got to gather knowledge on high-income skills. Nobody starts out knowing everything, right? So you read, you watch experts, and you immerse yourself in communities. Step 2 is apply, and this is absolutely vital. You have to test your skills in the real world. Get clients, do the actual work, and allow yourself the freedom to fail. Look, J.K. Rowling was rejected 12 times. Mark Zuckerberg didn't build the final version of Facebook on his first try. And then step 3, educate. Once you become an expert, don't just trade your time for money. Scale your income by packaging your knowledge and teaching others through courses or communities. And if you're sitting there wondering where to even start, here's a quick list of practical, high-income skills you can actually start learning today. We're talking video editing, high-ticket sales, web design, coding, graphic design, and copywriting. Seriously, by mastering just one of these, you can completely bypass the traditional 9-to-5 route. Think about it. Getting just 5 clients to pay you $2,000 a month for your video editing services, that hits your $10,000 goal right there. No terrifying viral game show required. Now, I want to share a really powerful story that ties all of this together perfectly. Imagine someone on day 30 of their own personal challenge, 1 full month. 30 days ago, he started this challenge with almost nothing. No business, no money, no audience, just one single belief. My life has to change. Every morning started the exact same way. Wake up, study money, learn skills, work silently while everyone else slept. And most people around him just didn't understand the vision. All they saw was stress, late nights, and zero social life. But he saw something entirely different. He saw freedom. By day 30, the results still weren't crazy. There were no luxury cars in the driveway, no overnight millionaire lifestyle. But slowly, his mindset was completely changing. He stopped wasting time, he stopped complaining, he stopped waiting for motivation to randomly strike. Now every single day had structure: reading, learning, creating, improving. That night, while checking his small earnings and his slowly growing audience, he realized something incredibly important. Money doesn't change people first. Discipline does. At 2:11 a.m., he uploaded another video for the challenge. Then he looked at the wall in front of him where he had written $500,000. It was still really far away, but for the very first time, it actually felt possible. Because sustainable success comes from building systems and structured routines, not from just hoping for random windfalls. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Will you keep waiting for a viral lottery, hoping to be the lucky one picked to survive psychological torture for a quick payout? Or will you take the reins and build your own freedom through quiet, structured discipline? The choice between the terrifying illusion of overnight riches and the reality of sustainable wealth is entirely yours. Thanks so much for exploring this with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.